Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's me again, Chelsea, and today for another countdown to Christmas video. We are not wrapping up 2023, reflecting back on 2023. We are in fact going to be talking about the participants from my Sphinx group who will be going forward into the next round. So we have chosen 5 novellas to progress into the next round, and my team is full of some amazing people, none other than Lisa, who I do pretty much everything with at this point. She is the one that reached out to me and asked if I wanted to take part in this competition and be part of her amazing team, and I of course said yes. And I'm also part of a team with the lovely Kay from Kay's Hidden Shelf, and Kate, whose channel's name is The Literary Apothecary. These lovely ladies are all part of my team, and like I said, we've chosen 5 books, so I'm going to tell you about them. I'm going to read blurbs because I haven't read all of them, though I have read quite a few of them, which I'm very proud of because these books are insane. If you don't know what Sphinx is actually the novella version of Spiffbo. I'm also judging in Spiffbo, which is the indie fantasy version of this competition. There is an indie sci-fi version, and now there is an indie novella competition because you can't, unfortunately, submit novellas into, I think, either Spiffbo or SPSFC. So this is a competition just for novellas, and I'm really enjoying being part of it, so I'm going to tell you about the 5 books that we are putting through to the next round. So of the 5 that have actually made it through to the next round, there is only one that I haven't read. I'm going to read the blurbs for all of them so you get an even keel about what the story is about, because I blabber a lot if you haven't watched any of my videos. So you'll get an even blurb about every single book, and I'll just tell you some thoughts and feelings on the books because I really want to. And yeah, this is the only one that I haven't read, so I've got no thoughts or feelings. So this one is Your Blood and Bones, and it says, kill the monsters when they're found, no matter who they used to be. The girl with secret feathers in her skin and strange bones jutting out beneath her clothes is resigned to her fate. Her deformities mark her a monster, and the stories say monsters must die. When her family finds out and turns on her, a village boy saves her and leads her on a frantic escape. The girl believes her death has merely been delayed until he mentions a cure. With the world against them and the monstrous change progressing, they must cross water, forest and field to chase the rumour that fuels their desperate hope. But is hope enough to keep them going? Okay, it does sound pretty good, hey. So this was the only book that I didn't actually have in my collection of books that I was assigned to read. So it sounds good. I would be interested to give it a go. I just haven't yet. Next we've got Shattered Spirits by Cal Black. So the blurb says, legends say a dead god is buried under the stone city of Ishkan, protecting its inhabitants by dashing enemy fleets into the jagged coast of Craburn. Adjunct Professor Corey Exley doesn't believe any of that, but she knows from her work excavating nearby burial sites that the ancient Craburn people believed it enough to name the city after their dead god Ish. When the ripples of a great war finally reach Craburn's shores, a terrifying new weapon is unleashed on the city that not even Ish can deter. A bomb that tears souls from bodies, driving anyone who witnessed the blast insane. But it is not the living that Corey fears. Displaced spirits are hungry for a body and care not if it already plays host to a soul. No bullets can stop them, no walls are thick enough to keep them out. No help is coming. No one left but Corey to stop the carnage, if she even can. So this book throws you right into the action. Right at the start of this story, we are literally meeting Corey for the first time. She's on a ship. She is travelling to Ishkan to become a professor at the leading university that is actually there, and she has got a friend there who is essentially escorting her, but she's taken him on as her apprentice. And at this point we are introduced kind of to some backstory. So for a novella, I feel like this packs in an awful lot of world building and kind of character context. We get a lot about Corey as a person. As we progress through the story, we learn more about her and her past, the people that were in her past, and what is her motivation to keep going. She's a very strong character. I did really enjoy reading from her perspective, and I think that this could be a really good story if it carried on as well. Like, it's a very good standalone novella by itself, but if it were to carry on into a further series, which I'm yet to discover, I think that also is pretty cool because it gives a very good foundation of a greater story. Next we've got Ruins of Smoke by Joao F. Silva. I really hope I'm saying that right. And this is a prequel novella to Seeds of War. Now, Seeds of War was actually entered into Spiffbo 9. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this already in a previous video. I'm getting deja vu, but in case you haven't seen that video. It was entered into Spiffbo 9. Unfortunately, it did not make it into the finalist section, which is where we're currently at with the competition, but I am still very excited to read it. I was sent a copy of the first book and this prequel novella already before I knew that it was part of the Sphinx bundle that I would be reading, but I read it and I will say this was my pick to go through. I really enjoyed this novella so much. So let me read the blurb and then I will gush. The Ashurian Empire rules the known world with an iron fist. Imperials protect their world from the tainted hand of the deceiver, but he is back with an avatar capable of breaking the Empire and grounding humanity into ash. Joao is a sentinel of the Empire, willing to fight and die for kingship and duty. Agor is an Imperial general. Disgruntled by the darkness he sees seeping into everything he loves, he makes his move. Matala is a young smokesmith who sees his courage tested as Ursha burns. Alamakar is the world's most powerful man, but even strong blood ties can hold him down and tear him apart. As the deceiver threatens the Ashurian Empire's heart, fiends walk the streets of the capital. Men and monsters clash in a battle fit for gods, and the smoke follows them. So for this novella, this is obviously a prequel novella. I have read the first chapter for a video before of Seeds of War, so I had a vague kind of concept of the world. However, this novella perfectly encompasses this world, in my opinion. I really enjoyed it. We get an introduction to the magic system, we get an introduction to the hierarchy, we get introduced to different factions that work within this world. Like it said in the blurb, there are 4 different characters, there are 4 different perspectives within this book. Each of them have a different kind of life and they live and breathe in a different section of the city doing different things. So in my opinion, you get a full rounded view of this world. I think the world setup itself is pretty cool, and you're thrown straight into action. This is literally taking place during a battle, so if you are like me and you like to be dropped into action, this is the one for you in my opinion. I think I've said that too many times, but yeah, I really enjoyed this novella. I'm very grateful to have been sent a copy as well as being able to judge it in Sphinx, and I think it was a very good all-round novella and a really good place to start a series. Let's move on to the next one. And that would be none other than Dust and Lightning by Rebecca Crunden. So the blurb says, in the near future, humans have gone beyond simple space travel. By the year 4054, multiple solar systems are inhabited, and taking a spaceship is as commonplace as taking an aeroplane. Unfortunately, not everything about the future is so advanced. The central planets led by Earth have risen high at the expense of cheap labour on distant worlds. Dissent is widespread and arrests are common. Sometimes prisoners are released, sometimes they disappear without a trace, sent to labour camps in other solar systems. When Ames Emeris receives a letter telling him that his brother Callum has died en route to the remote planet of Kilnin, he takes the first ship he can off Earth, desperate for answers. But the secrets Ames uncovers prove far more dangerous than he could have imagined, and trouble isn't far behind. So for this book, again, another one I really enjoyed, for this book, you're thrown into confusion is the best way to put it. You are meeting this character for the very first time, and then these things start to happen. It's very much high pace, high intensity writing right at the start, and that is great. I love that. There were no battles in this particularly until like towards the end, but that doesn't matter, you know, it's still a very good book. This book is again one of those where if it carried on into a bigger series, you would love it. I feel like this book could have been a whole novel just by itself. It isn't. It's condensed into a novella, which is very, very cool, but it could have been. There are so many things that we learn. We travel between multiple different planets. We are introduced to the vast realms of space and space travel, and Ames does make a very good friend along the way, which we also enjoy. So he is the sort of character that is very much knight in shining armour. He will stand up for anyone, even at the detriment to himself, and he does it quite a few times in this book. This is a really good book for sitting on the edge of your seat, high-paced, and just a sci-fi book that I've not really read in a very long time, so I really enjoyed that aspect of it. And we have one final book, which is Audition, and this is a novella in the Floating Skies series. Now, there is nowhere listed with an actual blurb for this book, which is frustrating because it's not on Goodreads, it's not on any other platform that I can find, so my blurb is going to be a little bit wishy-washy, so I apologise for that. However, if you like the idea of dragons and dragon riders and competitions, this is going to be a novella that you should check out. Now, where you can find this novella, I have absolutely no idea. I know it was published, I'm pretty sure it was published this year, but I cannot find a trace of it anywhere. Like, it is crazy. This novella is set, obviously, like I just said, in the Floating Skies series, so that sort of world. So our main character is called Naskana, and she actually has a whole host of brothers, and they all work very hard in order to keep the house and themselves going. She has one older brother who is part of the Dragon Riders, and they don't see him anymore. He is basically becoming a dragon rider, and I'm pretty sure it's a year that they can't talk to anyone. And then she's got another brother who is an apprenticed glassblower, and he lives in her house with her. And then she's got two younger brothers who do a multitude of jobs in order to all bring food and money back home. Now, there is a very special audition for the Koharuji. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but that's how I read it in my head. And pretty much we are introduced to Niskana's brothers as they all come in to tell her about this magical audition. And the reason this audition is special is because it is for girls. Now, girls are not part of this group of people. It is boys only. This is what her oldest brother went and did, and he is training to be a dragon rider, and this is what she wants to do. But pretty much throughout the first part of this novella, we are being told, well, we can't go, I can't audition for this, it's come at the wrong time, I need to concentrate on looking after my brothers and bringing money home so we can all carry on surviving. Now, will she carry on, or will she go for the audition? I'm not going to spoil anything else for you because you need to go and check it out for yourselves and just enjoy this world and this book. If I can't find a link for this, then you should just check out the Floating Skies books. If they are anything to go on from me reading this first novella, they're going to be pretty cool and pretty enjoyable. So definitely go and check those out. But otherwise, those are our choices for the books from our batch to carry on into the next round of Sphinx. So congratulations to all the authors and to all of the amazing books that we have read and we've been given in our batches. There are so many. I wish I could pick everyone, but unfortunately we can't. And if I could, there were so many more that I could put through, but unfortunately we can only put 5 through as a team. And yeah, those are the ones that we picked. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, really supports me and my channel. Leave me a comment down below if you've read any of these, or if you are now interested in reading any of these. If you want to leave me an emoji, leave me any dragon emojis. I haven't done that for a while. And if you want to see more of me, please consider subscribing down below and ringing that notification bell to get notified every single time I upload new videos. I'll be back to posting wrap-up content, all that fun stuff from tomorrow. I am now posting every single day a long form video until Christmas Eve, and I am posting a short and a reel every single day on my Instagram and on this channel until Christmas Day. So make sure you come back for all of those lovely videos and catch up on them all. So that is everything. I'm hoping that you're having an amazing day, and I'll see you tomorrow for another video. Bye!